I know what you may be thinking. Nice content variety, dumbass. First it's Geometry Dash, then it's Hatsune Miku, and now this? I am aware that this may be weird for some of you, but I have a very good reason for this, which I will explain in the end of this video. But yes, this is a video about the most anticipated blockbuster first-person shooter of 2025, the one and only Black Ops 7. Jokes aside, I am actually very excited and now very optimistic about this game since I've got my hands on it in this beta. Before you click off this video, first of all, I am allowed to have my own opinion on the internet, and second of all, I can explain. I'm gonna start off with some brutal honesty. Black Ops 6 really isn't it. Sure, I don't think it's a bad game or anything. In fact, I think its campaign and zombies were pretty good, but in the case of multiplayer, it had potential. It's sad to see the game's downfall being brought down by one of my favorite cartoon characters of all time, Stan Smith, the one who truly started its downfall. After a really strong Season 3, the next season just kind of killed the game for me. The disappointing content combined with the obvious caveats such as skill-based matchmaking, and also the fact that I was playing the Battlefield 6 beta at the time, just made me stop playing, only coming back for zombies. Reckoning was a good map, but well, that's it for Black Ops 6 Zombies unfortunately. Black Ops 6 as a whole got horribly mismanaged unlike Modern Warfare 3, with that game having me still playing it from time to time over BO6, which is, at the time of making this video, about to enter its final season of content. And speaking of that horrible mismanagement is the reason why we won't get Predator and Jason Voorhees in Black Ops 7, because the aforementioned Stan Smith with his dear friends Beavis and Butthead ruined it for the rest of us and made it so that Treyarch cancelled carry forward for the game since no one wanted to play against them, and because of this city outcry, instead of thinking rationally and making a skin filter which would have solved everything instantly. Personally, while I have a lot of respect for Seth MacFarlane and Mike Judge, and think that these skins are hilarious and in the case of Stan kind of fitting for this 90s setting, even though American Dad was released in 2005, I really do think that these crossovers should have never happened. The Predator skin we are getting now, however, is something right up in Call of Duty's valley, even appearing before in Ghosts, such a kill streak, believe it or not. I think it's a shame we won't get him in Black Ops 7, since all they had to do was make a toggleable skin filter. Oh, right, I'm getting ahead of myself. Before I start the review proper, I would like to get to the elephant of the room first. I can't wait to play Black Ops 7 when it launches in November. And no, I am not being paid by Activision or anything absurd like that. I would love to get such a sponsorship, but alas, I live in Greece where money is non-existent. Please laugh. No, this is actually my opinion. I really had a great time with Black Ops 7, and don't let the mob convince you that the game sucks or whatever the fuck they're saying about the game. This is what happened with Infinite Warfare, and now we're just witnessing history repeat itself. Infinite Warfare was great, the campaign was amazing and its zombies was too, and Black Ops 7 is actually set to not be so different after all. Just remember to actually form your own opinion instead of blindly following some random comment you saw online or anything like that. The open beta was free and you could see all of the game's innovations. Yes, innovations for yourself. And even though, obviously, I'll be mentioning BF6 a lot in this video, that doesn't mean that they're both the same game. Black Ops 7 focuses on smaller scale combat, and thus is not comparable to Battlefield 6's larger scale combat, vehicles, destructive environments, Revolution, Limp Bizkit, etc. They are both different games, and you are free to play either of them. I am not a paid actor for playing Black Ops 7, Billy from your neighborhood isn't a paid actor for playing it either, and I am not gonna shame anyone for liking the game. After all, it's their money / Game Pass subscription, and we're all free to do with them as we please. So, what do I think of the Black Ops 7 beta? Is it bad? Horrible? An abomination to mankind and Call of Duty's 22-year legacy? No! This has a lot of potential to be the best Call of Duty game since Modern Warfare 3 2023. They promised not just features from that game, like the weekly challenges that allows one to get new weapons, camos and unique attachments, but it also seems like it's going to be a very good game on its own, if they don't mess it up like last year. Although this year I'll place my trust on them, because to be honest, I was impressed by the beta a lot. I still can't believe that they actually went and removed skill-based matchmaking with the open mosh pit. Knowing what's up with Activision, it really seemed like they would never turn it down, and asking for that seemed like a lost cause. But so far it really does seem like it's on its way to the cutting board. Until Infinity Ward comes next year and sets us back a million fucking years with whatever the fuck slop they'll be cooking by then. So, what we must do collectively as a community is give Black Ops 7 an honest to God try, which is exactly what I did. That way, Activision will see what we want is minimal SBMM, persistent lobbies, and skins that fit to the thematic of the game. As of writing this script, they just confirmed that both classic matchmaking and persistent lobbies will be the default on day one. I was honestly impressed by how good the game felt. The gunplay felt like a mix of Modern Warfare 3 and BO6 in the best way possible. The new wall jump mechanic felt like a breath of fresh air and adds a much needed skill ceiling increase, which results in the maps to have a rather Black Ops 3-ish feeling to them, which I appreciate a lot. And the weapon selection from the beta was really good, even though I just used the Peacekeeper for the vast majority of my time there. Most of the maps were good too, coming from the atrocities of Black Ops 6's map design. From the map pool we got in the beta, my favorites were Cortex and Blackheart, and my least favorite was Exposure. Cortex specifically flowed extremely well. My best match of the beta took place there, and every time I played there was a blast. I especially loved how in some areas they incorporated the wall jumping mechanic seamlessly. Not too open, but not too closed, and just the right size for 6v6. Blackheart was small, but not as small to cause any kind of trouble like shipment or stakeout from BO6 often do. That one had good flow as well, and I love how the midsection of the map just screams BO3, so they can incorporate the wall jumping mechanic. If I find any of the maps in the BO3 workshop in the next few days, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I can't wait to give the maps a try again once the game launches in November. Its expansion to Omni movement may allow for a lot of cool action hero shit you can do in game, and I am all for that. The other maps I didn't mention are also good. It's surprising to see actual good maps after Black Ops 6 failed at that, which is supposed to be the core focus of any FPS. Nuketown will always exist, and in other news, the sky is blue. Surprisingly enough, the spawns didn't feel like much of an issue either. In BO6 I could see certain cases where, for example, an enemy would spawn right next to me or vice versa, and I had a lot more chaotic spawns in general, but in BO7 I never experienced such a thing, not even in Cortex. Perhaps it's a byproduct of SBMM quote-unquote not being there, but I digress. In fact, this matchmaking feels exactly how I remember it from the good old days of the good Modern Warfare 2, not the horrible abomination that bears its name, where in one game I can stomp pretty hard, and in another one I get stomped by a FaZe Clan intern through constant quickscoping at every single corner of the fucking map and lose to a single point. And with the recent confirmation of persistent lobbies coming back at launch, don't say it, Call of Duty is back! Fucking hell. Anyways, weapons. Like I said, I didn't get to try all of them, but most of them felt amazing to use. By most, I am talking about the M15 Mod 0, the Dravets 45, the Raiden 45, the M8A1, the VS Recon, and the Peacekeeper Mark 1. Of all of those, I stuck with the Peacekeeper since it was my favorite from Black Ops 2 aside from the M27, MP7, and Ballista. The one weapon I am indifferent about, however, is the M10 Blitzer. Aside from the unfortunate distinction of being an inverse of the UMP-45 from Modern Warfare 3, as in, it was called the Striker like the shotgun from MW2, which I didn't like, and the M10 Blitzer also sharing its name with the Mach 10 from hopefully no more Call of Duty games. I fucking hate that thing more than anything. Making it a shotgun named after an SMG I hate, instead of being an SMG named after a shotgun I didn't like either, like the UMP-45 was. I am just disappointed, as a shotgun aficionado. Due to it being a charge shot, there's a considerable firing delay that you always have to put into account. And while charged, your sprinting is disabled and your move speed is reduced by a lot, rendering you more immobile than an LMG user until you fire. It can still one-shot, satisfyingly so, but I wish there was a fire mode that outright disabled its charge shot. Now, the Peacekeeper. In a way, it's like we never left. It still has its infamous SMG handling with AR-like range, and with the proper attachments, it becomes a true force to be reckoned with. Finally, a reason for me to stop running around with SMGs all the time. It's the PDW's time to shine. If only the as advertised feature of shareable build codes were in the beta. The Peacekeeper is also the reason why I've been barely using any other weapon, except for the Jaeger 45 because I also love using pistols a lot. That one is a drastic improvement from BO6's quote-unquote GS45 or USP45 as normal non-Activision people call it, simply due to the fact that the fire cap is seemingly gone, much like the Glocks from MW3 and the abomination we shall never speak of. It feels good to be back at that style of pistol, because I'd never want to use a PM over a USB in that game, or any game. Sorry Makarov. So far, I've been giving BO7 nothing but praise, but well, nobody's perfect, so here goes. The Guild faction gets a cool announcer who sounds similar to one of the BO2 announcers, while the JSOC faction gets generic Cheery Girl number 935. The fuck's up with that? If the game's supposed to be gritty and take war seriously as promised, why does the JSOC announcer sound so unprofessional? Call of Duty has had better female announcers than that. I wanted someone who knows what she's doing, not Diva from Overwatch. Hope they will at least give us announcer packs like the good old days or something. As for the operators, while the selection is mostly good, with my go-tos being Section, his name is Section, and Faulkner, there are some obvious bad ones. I have no idea why anyone would pick either 50-50 or Jurado if not to piss people off. Even got a funny complaint while playing with one of my friends. The game is so woke that the black woman character blended in with the background and killed me. I have hope that when the game launches, the operators will actually look like they belong in a war setting, instead of the kinda shit, and some actual hidden gems, that we got in Black Ops 6. And finally, let's not forget zombies. Sadly, I couldn't record any footage before the beta ended because, well, I may have been a tad too busy with multiplayer for the first time since MW3. But I did get to round 50 and thus have developed an opinion on the experience we got. It's the same fucking thing as Black Ops 6. At least on the full release we'll have the full assist of the damned map and cursed mode to look out for, but even though Black Ops 6 Zombies was the highlight of the entire game, making the same zombies experience twice in a row isn't exactly a good idea. World at War and Black Ops 1 had more differences in their zombies experience than Black Ops 6 and the Black Ops 7 beta did. Even Nacht der Untoten on BO1 is more drastically different from World at War than that. It's still going to be a blast, and I am really looking forward to zombies this year, but they really should have tried something different for the base experience in my opinion. But hey, Wisp T is actually a good perk that helps solo players like me a lot. I am glad there's a new perk that isn't abysmal fucking dogshit like Death Perception is. I can't wait to play around with the new augments too. Because playing without them on high rounds in the beta made anything that isn't the ray guns feel really weak, making me solely rely on either ray gun for the rest of the game, which isn't ideal because I can't level up my bullet weapons without an insta-kill, and it can get boring extremely quickly. Such is the life of a post-BO4 Zombies player. Nikolai didn't sacrifice his universe to make high rounds on BO7 insufferable or to become a playable character again. Overall though, like I said, it's just a small slice of what we'd get to play in the full game, so take what I said with a grain of salt. Things will surely go uphill from now, fellow Zombies connoisseurs. Surely. Before I close this review, I would like to once again speak my mind on something that's really concerning me. Of course I am excited for Battlefield 6, even though I currently don't have the money for it. But I don't feel like I should be excited for it when everyone just goes like, "See you on October 10th" or "PF6, let's fucking go!" maliciously to insult people who just want to play Black Ops 7 instead. Of course I shouldn't care what those people think, and I don't. But why do they care? Why don't those people just go play their game in peace and leave us alone with our own choice? My point is, please form your own opinion and stop giving in to the mob mentality. You should follow content creators who actually have a clear, unbiased opinion of either game, instead of supporting creators who are just saying shit that people want to hear for money. Please, be your own master and play whatever you want. In a world where rage bait is rampant, all we need is a friendly community on both sides. Leave the bitter rivalry to the companies themselves, because at the end of the day, neither Activision Blizzard or Electronic Arts cares about what you think. Not like any of this is gonna matter now. Today's the day we all die. Now for the "and the future of this channel" part of the video. This channel is 12 years old and unfortunately, it hasn't really gone anywhere. I would go as far as to say it's kind of a mess, which may be my intention years ago with such classics as "Why do I love Neptune so much?", "Why I hate Neptune so much", and 10 Toho characters I want to fuck. And guess what? I regret making all 3 of these because I didn't realize people would take obvious shitposting seriously. I think it's finally time to go to a different direction and stick to it for once. The best way to do that is to spin off from this channel, to open a new one and dedicate it to the kind of content that I've always wanted to make, the kind of content that I am not just making for myself and my friends, but also for everyone else to watch as well. The kind of content that, well, doesn't physically hurt to watch, honestly. Even I can admit that. It took 9 years to do so, but I finally admit it. So yeah, I'll keep this channel for any memes or music that I wanna make, and create a new channel for the kinds of games that I wanna play. Particularly Call of Duty, Arma 3, FPSs in general, and perhaps sim racing as well if I ever become financially able. Maybe League of Legends too, but we'll see. This may not be a clean start per se, but I believe it's the best thing I can do right now to sustain myself while also having fun doing it. I am really looking forward to doing this, and I hope to see you guys there, whether you've somehow been a long time watcher or just someone dropping by to see some Black Ops 7 beta review by some random use on your recommended feed. Thanks for watching. Sort us out.